First of all, congratulations to the movie.
Thank you.
What do you think is the biggest difference to the other Dracula movies? What's the core?
Well, the biggest difference is that it's a story about the origin of this literary character that we know very, very well through Bram Stoker's fantastic novel. But we are jumping 400 years earlier than that to the historical figure Vlad Tepes, who that person inspired Bram Stoker 400 years later to write Dracula. So we're telling the origin story. We're telling the story of the man behind the vampire and his journey. And it's a fascinating story, and it's about a man who has to make decisions and sacrifices and to protect his family, first of all, and his people. And so yeah, that's what makes it different. We're starting right at the beginning.
When you got offered this part, why did you decide to do the movie?
Well, first of all, I was a little shocked that I was being, offered the role to play Dracula, because I was like, well, isn't he like a 60-year-old man or something? I know I'm getting old, but that's But then I read the script and realized it was actually about the young man, the leader of this country in 1400s, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. So that's really what drew me in, and then I was like, well, this is interesting. This isn't another Dracula story. This is a new retelling of the origin story, So yeah, that's why I liked it.
What was the most challenging scene for you? The scenes.
Oh, that's difficult because there was a 76-day shoot, I think, and I was in 76 days. So some days were harder than others. Physical days were really intense. Wearing the armor that's on the poster behind you was, it looks fantastic and it was wonderful to wear. But when I had to fight in it, it was intense. It was really difficult. It wasn't as flexible as I was hoped. So those days were quite intense. But it's all in the past now. I forget about the hard bits. It's all, I watch the movie and just feel very proud that I accomplished it. I'm still standing.
How did you prepare for the fighting scenes with the suit?
Well, there was a lot of training. I had to. I trained with a stunt team in Belfast, Northern Ireland, for about 7 weeks before we started shooting principal photography. And there was a huge team of brilliant stunt guys who allowed me to kill them on a daily basis. They helped me look good. And so I'm indebted to them.
Were there any dangerous scenes?
Yes, there were. There were a lot of dangerous scenes. I mean, the swords were of a soft metal, but they were still metal, and they could hurt when I had a big cut on my eye one day in a fight sequence. I chipped teeth. Loads of things happen when you're working with armor and swords and horses and children and animals. There's always something that's dangerous, but I think I managed to get away with not too many scars. I think I've got a couple, but not too many.
The end is pretty obvious for a sequel. Can you tell us anything about this? What would be your idea?
Well, I guess the only way to describe it without spoiling it for people that haven't seen the film is that it's Dracula is immortal, and there's only a few things that can kill him, and he's managed to survive quite a long time without being killed. So he can go anywhere, and he can be in any time, in any century. And so at the end of the film, we see Dracula, transported into a different place, a lonely man, a man searching for something, and a man who's lost. And something happens at the end of the film which sort of makes you think, well, maybe this could go somewhere else. But, with Dracula, he can go anywhere. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Do you remember your first Dracula movie?
I do. I think it was a Peter Cushing Dracula. I think, yeah, a long time ago. It's very scary. And then I remember the Gene Wilder Dracula as well, wasn't it? No, was that Frankenstein? I don't know. I can't remember. All I know is I was too young to watch it. I know that. I remember feeling very naughty about the fact that I'd watched the Dracula movie.
Have you ever believed in vampires?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I do a little bit more now, but I don't know. I know there are people that live as vampires. I know that. I read up about that. That was quite interesting. But no, I hope there aren't vampires. But the world would be a very scary place if it was.
Right. I guess your next project is The Crow.
The next project to shoot, it could be The Crow. It could be, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's at the minute there's a lot of juggling going on with scheduling and projects, so it's on the table, yeah, yeah. Okay. And I'm hoping we'll be doing that sometime at the beginning of next year. Yeah, that would be great.
So are you only up to the dangerous characters, the dark characters?
No, not at all. You know, I don't know why. You know, but you know, this man, this Vlad. You know, you see, he's a family man. He loves his wife. There's a lot of love and passion in him. So I hope, as much as he turns into this vampire, that you see there's a man who has real, you know, just real passion for who he is and what he loves, and that's why I like that part of him. But no, I mean, I'm reading a few romantic scripts at the minute, which are really quite interesting and heart-wrenching and tear-jerking. So who knows? Maybe I'll be doing something different. But
so we might see you in a comedy, for example.
You might. Might. I don't think I'm very funny, but I'll just rely on a very good scriptwriter to make me funny.
Do you think there is... Oh, okay. Thank you.